if I were turning 65 soon, this is exactly how I would think about and plan for my Medicare. Hi, I'm Chris Prang. I'm the Medicare analyst. I'm a licensed insurance agent broker in 17 states. And my goal is simple. It is to help you make a wise and confident decision about all of your Medicare choices so you can protect, not jeopardize, your income, your assets, your savings, and your health. So the first thing I'm going to think about or determine is, am I still going to be working past 65 and have access to good, affordable group insurance? If that is the case, and then you're not going on full Medicare at 65, well, then the rest of this you do not need to worry about so much until you do. So that's number one. The number two thing that you need to think about very seriously and realize is when you are going on Medicare and picking your additional insurance, whether it's a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan, whatever it may be, you are making a very long-term decision. You are not thinking about insurance for the next year like you have with major medical or a group insurance. You are thinking long-term, 10, 15, 20 years, what is going to be the best thing for you over the long haul? What option is going to work best for you? Now, if you go with Medicare Advantage, those plans do change every year and you can get out of it every year, but there still are going to be consequences, which I will get to. Same way with a Part D drug plan. So here's the deal. If you go on full Medicare at 65 and you choose not to get a Medicare supplement when you're first eligible and guaranteed to get it in most states for the first 6 months after turning 65 or getting Part B. Yes, there are some states that you can get a Medicare supplement anytime, like New York, and you're going to pay a whole lot of money for it without a doubt. But for most people, if you do not choose a Medicare supplement within the first 6 months, guess what? After that, it's not guaranteed. So if you have health issues serious enough, might seem minor to you, but to the insurance company, if they're serious enough, then guess what? They are going to not approve you and issue you a policy. And that is why you need to think long term, because what you pick today, okay, could jeopardize what you have in the future. Got it? So if you pick Medicare Advantage out of the gate, you do have a 12-month trial right where you can get a Medicare supplement guarantee, but beyond that, you don't. So if you pick Medicare Advantage and it's 3-4 years, and all of a sudden you want to supplement because you got a health issue, guess what? In most states, you can't get it. Now, some states are changing laws where if you have Medicare Advantage during the open enrollment period and the election period, they're going to allow people to get it. All these guaranteed issue rights for supplements, though, do cause an issue. Insurance companies leave the state or they raise prices. Okay, so those are one of the two things that's going to happen there. So you need to realize Medicare is a long-term decision. It is a long-term play, okay? It's not an annual deal. Even though you can change your drug plan annually, you can change your Medicare Advantage plan annually, you can't always get a new Medicare supplement annually. The next thing that you're going to do, and this is really, really important, is you are going to do a full panel blood test, maybe even a health DNA test to determine what your current health status is and if it sees anything from those tests down the road that could cause you a problem when it comes to your health. And if you know what that is ahead of time, then you can maybe pick the right Medicare coverage for you and not jeopardize anything later. Now, you could go to your provider, get your physical, have them do the blood test and go over your results, but it won't be that thorough. So if you go to LabCorp or you go to Quest, you can get a more thorough lab test. But the ones that I like are Function Health and Superpower. And the reason why is, yes, you pay a good price for it, but they're much more in depth. They look at a lot of biomarkers, and then they tell you what your issues are, where you're good, where you're bad. And what I like is when they tell you where you're bad is they give you a solution to overcome it. And what that means, like you need to stop eating this and start eating that. Take these vitamins, not those vitamins, things like that. So that's the value of doing that. And then I would also, especially if you know you have a family history of something, Alzheimer's, chronic heart disease, other neurological diseases, Parkinson's, things like that, then doing the DNA test might give you some predictors of what your health is going to be like down the road, and then picking the right Medicare plan for that. That is very important. I've done a whole video on that. The next thing I'm going to do right after I get my blood test results and talk to my primary care provider and my physical, based upon how my health looks and what the future may hold, then I'm going to ask myself, hey, am I willing to make lifestyle changes, health changes, fitness changes, diet changes to improve my health, to overcome whatever issues I may have or may develop? Am I willing to do that or not? I hope that you are, because it's important, because not only will you feel better and likely live longer, you will save money by having lower premiums potentially on Medicare supplements, more options for Medicare supplements down the road, and less money out of pocket by not going to the doctor and the hospital so much. After that, okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to SSA.gov, and if we have not set up an account, we're going to. And then once we have an account with SSA.gov, we are going to go ahead and sign up for full Medicare to start the month of our birthday. Unless your birthday's on the 1st, then it's going to start the preceding 1st of the month. So if you're born June 1st, it's going to start May 1st. If you were born June 2nd, it's going to start June 1st. That's kind of how Medicare does it. So that's going to be the very next thing. And that usually is pretty simple. You go on there, you apply, and usually in a matter of days to a week, you'll get your verification letter, and within 30 days, you typically get your card. Now, for some people that are not on group insurance, maybe they're on a major medical plan, or especially like the Affordable Care Act, usually what happens is Medicare, and you're going to be collecting Social Security at 65. Usually what Medicare will do is 3 to 6 months before you even go on Medicare, they're going to go ahead and send you your card right away, and then you don't even have to worry about signing up, because they will sign you up anyway. Next thing that's really important is, am I going to have to deal with IRMMA, the income-related monthly adjustment amount? Am I going to have to deal with that? So if you are a high-income earner, presently $109,000 for an individual, $218,000 for a couple, and then it goes higher. So if you get hit with IRMMA, then you're going to pay an additional premium on your Part B and on your Part D. And there are ways out of it, and you need to be careful, because you might be thinking, I don't make anywhere close to $109,000 a year. Well, here's what happens. If you sell your house and don't do a 1031 exchange, or you take money out of an investment because you're retiring, or maybe you're doing a home improvement, whatever it may be, and that goes towards your modified adjusted gross income, if those things push you over the limit, guess what? You're going to pay an additional premium, at least for a year. Now, here's what happens to a lot of people. They're high income earners, they retire, bam, and their income gets cut in half, if not even more sometimes. You will likely still get the wonderful letter saying, hey, you owe more money, but you can appeal it. So usually, and what they do is they look back 2 years, but one of the reasons that you can appeal it is, I've retired, I've had a lifestyle change, whatever the case may be, my income has dropped, whatever it may be, and then you can appeal it, and that could save you literally thousands of dollars, at least in the first year, and if you were to keep it going, to be even beyond that. So that's what you need to ask yourself, are you going to have to deal with IRMMA or not? The next thing that you need to think about is, do I have an HSA? Well, hopefully you know that. If you're in a high deductible insurance plan and you have an HSA, hopefully you know that. But here's the deal. You have to stop contributing, or your employer has to stop contributing 1 month before your Part A starts. And that's real easy. When your Part A starts at 65 and your Part B starts at 65, you just stop contributing the month before, you're fine. But what can happen is your Part A may start automatically and you don't know it. You don't select Part B at 65 and you just keep on rolling with group insurance, and it's a year later and you've been contributing. Well, guess what? You're going to get penalized and not have the tax benefits from that. If you do not take Part A and Part B at 65 because you're still working, you got group insurance, you got an HSA, and now you're 67, and then you want to go on and retire and get your full Medicare, well, with the Part A, what they're going to do is they're going to backdate that 6 months. So you need to stop contributing 7 months before that Part A starts. So if it is January 1st that you plan to retire and you think your Part A and Part B are both going to start on January 1st and you're now 67, 68, well, guess what? Your Part A is going to start in July instead, which means you had to stop contributing to your HSA in June of the year before. Next thing I'm going to think about and plan for is taking the time to learn about the different parts of Medicare. What is Part A? What is Part B? What is Part C, Medicare Advantage? What are Part D drug plans? How do these things work? What is a Medicare supplement? What do the different supplements cover? What does Medicare in itself, original Medicare, cover? What doesn't it cover. Like, it doesn't cover long-term care. It doesn't cover routine dental. It doesn't cover routine vision, things like that. You're going to learn about that. You're going to learn what preventative services that are covered. The next thing is I'm going to get a good idea of what my costs are going to be. Now, if I paid into Medicare, then my Part A is no cost, and then I'm going to need to know what my Part B is going to cost me. So without IRMMA, it's $202.90. With IRMMA, well, guess what? It's going to be even higher than that. Same way with the Part D. And then I need to know what Part D is going to cost me. What are the premiums? What are my co-payments going to be based upon my particular medications, at least for this year? And it does change every single year. What are Medicare Advantage plans? What are they going to cost in premium, and what am I on the hook for out of pocket? Medicare supplements. What are those premiums going to be based upon where I live, my age, and my gender? I want to know that ahead of time so I can plan accordingly for those things. One of the things that you're going to want to do and think about is go to Medicare.gov, and if you've already got your Medicare ID, then sign up for a Medicare.gov account. But if not, you go right on there and you can choose Find Plans, and you're going to search for the Part D plans, and you're going to take all your prescriptions and put them in accurately, because it makes a huge difference. Don't put in capsule when it's a tablet, or vice versa. Don't put in the wrong name for something. Don't put in a brand name if the generic is cheaper and it's covered. And then you're going to find out what Medicare says is the lowest overall cost plan. You want to know that ahead of time before you make your choices. Next, you're going to ask yourself, am I risk averse? Meaning I'd rather just pay a premium with little to no money out of pocket and have good coverage, but realize that my premiums are going to go up every single year and I get no extra benefits? Or am I willing to take a chance, roll the dice, so to speak, because maybe I'm healthy or there's some good Medicare Advantage plans in my area? Am I willing to go with Medicare Advantage and get a lot of premium savings with extra benefits, but realize I could be on the hook for multiple thousands of dollars out of my pocket? You need to figure out what your risk tolerance is, and everybody's different. Husband and wife are different. So you need to figure that out, because that's going to help you determine what you are most comfortable with for the type of coverage. If you don't like risk, if you want consistency, then by all means, more than likely you want to look at a Medicare supplement and not Medicare Advantage. So you need to determine that for yourself. Next thing you're going to think about and ask yourself is, do I need any other health-related insurance? So if I'm not going Medicare Advantage, that might give me some dental and vision. I'm going original Medicare and a supplement. Do I need routine dental? Do I need routine vision insurance? I can tell you from almost 16 years of experience dealing with thousands of Medicare beneficiaries, it's very rare that a vision plan is worth it. Dental plans, if you pick the right one for the right reason, can be well worth having. But I can tell you again, I don't sell a lot of those, because quite frankly, what people either want is one of two things: preventative services, which you might as well just pay for it yourself out of pocket, or they need lots of crowns and root canals and bridges and implants. And those premiums, if you can get a plan that will cover a lot, and there's not a lot of them, you're going to pay a lot for it, and most people just aren't willing to deal with that. So do you need that extra insurance? The other one would be, do I need long-term care insurance? What happens to you 15, 20 years down the road when you can't take care of yourself? You can't do some of the activities of daily living. Do you need long-term care insurance? You can't wait till you need it. You got to get it ahead of time. And then another one that would be important is, especially if you're concerned, if you have maybe cancer in your family and you're concerned about that, as good as Medicare can be, even Medicare Advantage on treating cancer and paying cancer claims, you may want alternative treatment. And guess what? Medicare and Medicare Advantage don't cover alternative treatment. So you get yourself a cancer policy. Hopefully you never need it. But if you do, they just pay you whatever lump sum that you got. So if you bought $50,000 and you get diagnosed with cancer in 5-10 years, then they cut you a check for $50,000. You do with it as you wish. You take a vacation. You go out of the country for alternative treatment. You take lots of vitamins and supplements, whatever it may be. That's one that you would consider. And the next thing that you would consider doing, hopefully, because you found this video helpful, is you would reach out to me 3 to 6 months before you turn 65 or need your Medicare, and start the process of us working together to find the best Medicare solutions for you. I hope you found this video helpful and encouraging. I'm Chris Prang, the Medicare Analyst. Make it a great day.